The goal in this podcast is to educate... Oh, fuck, I messed up. Hi, I'm Libby.
And I'm Lucas.
Why do we have a podcast?
Well, we have our YouTube channel and our business and our bus page on Instagram, so why not?
The goal in this podcast is education, mindset, lifestyle, and learning to process human interaction.
And we have some major truth bombs to drop.
We're just a couple of nomads seeking growth in the relationships that made us who we are.
This is the one where we talk.
Welcome to another episode with Lizzie.
Hey! I didn't leave. I'm still here.
We are still here. So last week we talked about friendship and...
Week.
Last week, because it airs every other week. So, I mean, we literally just talked about this in our own life 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
But...
Last week, yes.
Last week we...
Such a good week.
We had such a great week.
Yeah. We're back now.
No, but we talked about friendship and what friendships looks like and what a good, healthy friendship looks like with somebody. So this week we are going to talk about being a business owner and the pros and cons and how Lizzie got started with her salon business and what pushed her to be her own boss and what her prior experiences in her field looked like. And I'll talk about mine too, but I'm not going to talk about mine too much because we've kind of... I mean, this is my podcast, so, like, you've heard a lot of
Yeah, I'm the
me.
guest.
Yeah, you are the guest star. So,
The
we want to
star.
hear all of your,
Okay.
all of your tips and tricks and, what you've learned along the way. And so, yeah. So, tell us, a little bit about your education behind your business.
Okay. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm a hairstylist. So the only job I've ever known with, like, an actual paid W-2 was in a salon. And I kind of chose that on purpose because from a very young age I knew that I wanted to pursue being a hairstylist. I think I knew when I was, like, 15. But even younger than that, I always did friends' hair. I did my mom's hair, my sister's hair. So yeah, from a very young age, I knew what I wanted to pursue. So when I was 16, it was like the age that you can get a job. We had a salon, like 2 minutes walking distance from our house. And my mom was like, did you know you can go there and start out as a shampoo girl? So I got an interview with them. And they were like, you're hired. Like, we just need someone to fold towels, sweep hair, and you'll maybe get to do like 2 washes. I was like, okay. So for the first like 6 months working there, all I did was sweep hair and clean and sweep hair and clean. And I was so annoyed because I was like, when do I actually get to touch a head and talk to clients and like drape clients and mix color? Because that's what I wanted to do. But I think with the industry, you just kind of have to work up to that.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually working there, I worked at Salon 7 for 3 years. And so as an assistant with being there for 2 years, I kind of grew with the job. So when I left, I was able to start blow drying clients. I was able to start mixing color for clients, pull through ends for clients, do soap caps at the sink. So I knew I was like, okay, I love this industry. I totally wanted this as a career. And so my mom was like, all right, find a cosmetology school, do the research, come back to Dad and I, and we'll talk about money, like who's going to pay for what. And so I did a ton of research about schools around me. I scheduled tours, and I found the school. I went to Paul Mitchell. It was like my dream school, and my parents and I, we agreed to pay for half, because, I mean, we've talked about this with financial responsibility.
Right.
I think it's very important for parents to say, hey, we're not just going to give you a full ride.
Right.
You have to show us that this means a lot to you. You have to show us that you're putting your hard-earned money into this. Because I went to school with girls that had a free ride, and they didn't take it seriously at all.
Right.
And then I appreciated my parents, because I was like, dang, when your own money goes into something, you're going to put your entire effort and all of your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
into doing well, and to grow in that. So, yeah. I got into school, and then I graduated school. But I remember with the school process, because my own money went into it, I was like, I want to get out as soon as possible so I can start making money right away. So I had perfect attendance, and I graduated in like 9.5 months because I was like, I do not want to be here longer than I need to be. Because with the school, you have to just graduate with 1,250 hours, so you can disperse that over 2 years. You can disperse that over 1.5 years. Under a year, I think the cutoff was like 9 months, so I graduated 9.5 months.
Wow, I did not know that. Look at you go-getter.
Well, I only did it 'cause I was like, I'm going to come every single day. I didn't have one day that was absent because I was like, getting out of here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. So you got the education, and then you got a job at the salon. And then you met Jordan, got married, and you lived in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the nearest salon for you to work at was... that you were interested in was like what? Baltimore? Bel Air?
Yeah, Bel Air.
So it was like a 30-minute drive, and you were just like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So what came to your... What was like the final decision? Like, what was your process to decide, like, I want to open up my own salon in my basement. This is what I'm going to do instead of go work at a hair salon.
So it started way back when I went to a graduation party for someone at my old church. I was like 17 years old. And this woman, the son's graduation party we went to, his mom was a barber. And she had a little barber station set up in her basement. And my mom was like, Lizzie, I know you love doing hair. Like, you have to go see. Her name was Joanne DeVitorano. But she's like, you have to go see Joanne's basement. So I was like, okay. So she shows me her basement. She had like a little shampoo area, a little cutting area, a mirror. I was like, oh, you can do it from home? And Joanne was like, yeah, like you can tailor your dream job to yourself. And I was like, I want that someday. So I remember just like...
So how old were you then?
I was like 17.
Okay.
It was like my dream. I was like, okay, I want to do it in my home.
Yeah.
It just wasn't possible before I was married because I didn't have a home. I didn't
Right.
want to do it in my parents' house because
Right.
then it would tie me to my parents forever, and I
Right.
don't want to be living in their basement.
Yeah. That's valid.
So then Jordan and I, we were like, when we got married and I was looking for jobs out here, it was the worst feeling of having to do the interview process again, having to deal with, because every salon is different. You can do commission, you can do hourly. Every salon is different with like percentages of what you make. So if you're on commission and you make a certain like amount in a week, you don't get all that money. Like 40% of it can go to Uphead, 30%, whichever the salon says. So researching different salons, and it just really overwhelmed me. And I was like, this is so annoying. I just want to come up with my own prices, my own rules.
Yeah.
And I researched what it would be to like work with a color distributor, do construction in my basement if it's even possible. So I told Jordan my idea, and he was so supportive, and he's like, let's do it. And he said, I don't want you to commute to a job that you're not happy at. And if you genuinely think that you can start a clientele and do it in your basement and have it paid off, my number one request is that you just pay it off.
Yeah.
Like the investment I'm making into you. And I was like, deal.
Yeah.
If it takes 10 years to pay it off, deal. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Right.
I was like...
You're like working towards.
Yes.
Like you're not just like spending money and being
Exactly.
irresponsible with the salon. But yeah, so you started that. You bought the perfect home for you guys when you guys got married 2 years ago. And this basement was unfinished.
Yeah.
And there is two entrances into your basement, and one corner of your basement you turn into your salon.
Yeah.
And when was that?
That was January, February-ish of last 2021. So the salon has been open for about a year and a half
14
now.
months?
14 months now.
Oh, it's already June. So yeah, about a year and a half.
A year and a half.
15 months, yeah, something like that.
But yeah, I remember too, like, to open a business or salon in your home, it has to pass a lot of ridiculous rules I had no idea about. Like one of them being if you want to open a LLC or just a salon in your home, you have to have a separate entrance for clients. It can't just be a main entrance through your house. It has to be a second one. So when I saw there were two doors in our basement. There was one under our deck, and then there was one around the back of the house.
Right.
So when I saw that, And I remember being like, that ridiculous rule, we're good.
Yeah.
So I remember being like, this is where the salon's going to be. And that was easy where to put the salon because it was right by the door.
Right.
And Jordan's like, are we really doing this? We're really doing this. So we did a ton of research. We hired people to do electric, plumbing, because we can't do all that. And if I did it myself, I would screw something up. So I wanted to hire professionals.
Yeah, it's good to be safe with that. Especially electric.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then, yeah, so we got the salon. I think from hiring a contractor to paint and putting the chair and having my first client in the chair, it was about a month.
Wow.
And, like, we would spend every single night till, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, finish flooring, finish painting, finish trim, doing all the flooring in the bathroom, like, putting handles to doors on. Like, we just... Decorating it, finding things. And I didn't buy everything new. I used Facebook Marketplace a lot, so... It all took, I think, a month to get from start to my first client in the chair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Luke and I were in Florida.
Yeah.
You were, like, talking to us about the process. And we were sad because we were supposed to help you with it. It just didn't end up working out, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no, that was really exciting for you, for us, because we were kind of a part of it from a distance. And, yeah, I was just really proud of you for doing that because it's not easy to start up your own business and build up your clientele and, like, market yourself. And it takes a lot of extra work that you wouldn't have to do if you just had a 9-to-5 job working for someone else. But you have a lot more freedoms working for yourself. And so what would you say is, like, the hardest thing about owning your salon?
I think the hardest is building a clientele out here. Because it's one thing to move a salon a couple miles down the road. But the salon that I previously worked at was an hour and a half away. So
From where you lived?
From where I live right now. So I couldn't just transfer my old salon clients all the way out here because no one's going to drive an hour and a half.
Right.
Fun fact, I do have a couple clients that still make that drive for me.
That's awesome.
And those are like my OG clients. I love them so much.
Yeah. It speaks volumes to your work too because that's a dedication to drive that far.
They're so sweet. I love them. But yeah, the hardest part has definitely been promoting myself on Instagram. I'm not really, especially lately, I haven't been as present on social media because that's something that I appreciate about Luke, where he's very driven with that, and he's very regimented with it, where he schedules weekly, he's very up to date on everything, and he's very good at capturing his audience, and that's something where I have moments of, like, really good social media presence and keeping my followers in the loop, but then I have moments where I just have a really bad month where I'm just so overwhelmed by social media. I feel like I've hit a plateau.
Social media is very overwhelming.
It's so overwhelming. So I think as a business owner, I've learned sometimes you have to wear a lot of hats. Like, you have to order color, you have to be on time with inventory, you have to keep everything stashed, but you also have to keep enough in the checking account, and then you have to make sure that you're going to make the payments because I'm paying Jordan back. Remember, that was his one request. And then you have to also do the social media aspect of it, and then you have to book new clients, and then you have to schedule clients, and then you have to cancel clients, and then you have to... So I just remember, I think out of all of that, I love it all, but the number one thing that stresses me out is social media.
Yeah. Yeah, social media is a pain. I do not like it. I would be very content not having social media for our business. Luke and I have talked about that because for our business, for our wedding photography business, we do use social media a lot, but we don't honestly book clients through Instagram. We book clients through our website and through word of mouth, and that gets us consistent clients. We did 33 weddings last year, 26 this year, and I think next year we're only doing 15. Like, we've set that as a goal to only do 15 next year.
Yeah. But you guys can do that now because you've created such a name for yourself that your work speaks for itself, and it's like you can book less because you can charge more because you're just elevating your quality.
Well, we're more in demand too, so we're getting a lot of requests. And, Yeah, you definitely figure out your worth, and there are people out there that will pay the prices that you give them, and which is the same thing with hair. Like, you have to decide what you're going to charge for these services, and...
Oh, that was an awkward part, too, about the business.
Mm.
When inflation got really bad, I never paid attention to inflation because I would always have a boss that would buy color or a boss that would work with a color distributor. So when I got an email from my color distributor, she was like, all the color tubes that I usually buy and all my developers increased by like 8 cents. 8 to 10 cents. And I was like, that's not, I know 8 cents is not a lot, or 4 cents is not a lot increasing by, but my total just jumped up to crazy numbers. And I remember being like, I'm going to just break even if I keep my prices. So coming up with new prices and introducing that to my clients in a small little podunk delta, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was very scary because I was like, no one's going to stay with me because I'm raising my prices now. So that's another part of business owning, that you have to talk about the awkward pricing with people.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, answer to my boss. Like, he comes up with prices, I'm sorry. You can't blame it on someone. Right. You have to just blame it on yourself. Accountability rests on you. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of pressure because, like I told you, I'm a people pleaser. I don't like uncomfortable situations.
Right.
So knowing my worth and knowing that I'm charging fair prices.
Well, there's also reasons to you raising your prices. It's not like I want to make more money because I can.
Yeah.
I'm literally raising these prices because if I keep them where I'm at, I'm not going to be paying myself for the time that I did. Yes. I'm literally just breaking even with the products. And
exactly.
And also, too, you have an electrical bill with your business. Like, that adds into your house. You have a water bill with your house. Like, you use a lot of water washing hair. You use electronics like blow dryers and curling irons, and you have to buy products. And so it's just, it's a lot. What is your favorite part about owning your salon?
I like the freedom of being able to talk about whatever I want with my clients. Like, in a professional salon, there's rules where you can't talk about religion, you can't talk about politics, and you can't talk about, there was a third one, I forget what the third one is. But I would always, faith is something that my faith is very important to me, and I love the Lord. And there would be a lot of times where I would kind of get a glare from my owner when I would talk about my faith or my church or missions trips with my clients. And I think as a hairdresser, it's my craft that I love and I'm passionate about, but it's also what I get to say to them behind the chair and the relationship I form with them. And I don't like talking about the weather. I don't like talking about, oh my gosh, where do you shop for your clothes?
Yeah. Shallow conversation.
Exactly. So I love the conversations I get to have with my clients behind the chair. I love that they feel they're the only ones in the salon usually, so they have that. It's like
exclusivity. Well,
I'm carving out time specifically for them. They feel very important.
Right.
They're my only priority. And in another salon, I feel like, especially in the salon industry, you've made it as a stylist if you're triple booked. You've made it as a stylist if you are back-to-back with clients. Right. And you need an assistant. And if you have an assistant, a personal to hold your foils and it's like, that's what we strive to be in the industry. And learning to slow down and being in my own space and just having time and giving, even if I could double book. I don't want to because I feel like it would make the client not feel as comfortable with me.
Yeah.
So
I think... Makes them feel special. It's kind of like, like when you go get a massage, like you're the only one in the room. You are getting special treatment. Well, because you paid for it, obviously, but yeah, it's just very relaxing, and you have a nice relaxing atmosphere in your salon, and you do a really good job with making your clients feel special and relaxed and rejuvenated afterwards. And all your clients, from what I've seen and heard, always leave ecstatic about their hair. And me living in your driveway, I get to take sneak peeks of befores and afters.
Stalker.
Yeah, I do stalk clients when they come in, just because I'm curious. And so I see clients come and go, and I always see the before and after, and it always looks so beautiful. So, and you've always done my hair and done a fabulous job with it. I've always been happy with my hair. So, So what would be like your advice to someone who maybe wants to start their own business, whether it's a salon or not, but what would be your advice to someone if they want to start their own business, be an entrepreneur?
It's not as scary as you think.
Mm.
I remember being very intimidated. I was never book smart, and I never really understood the paperwork. I never understood the government side of things. I never understood. I didn't even know what LLC stands for. It's like limited liability. I do! Limited Liability Corporation.
There you go.
Anyways, but before I opened up my salon, I didn't know what that stood for. So I feel like the advice I would say is don't let your fear of it being, I can't possibly do that. I don't know enough. Life is literally, you don't have to know it all to do it. You're learning as you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kind of like friendships.
yeah, exactly. This ties in together. So that would be my advice, is just take it step by step and you learn as you go. So
Yeah, and I feel like if you're opening up your own business, that's something that you're passionate about. Like the business that you want to open, if you get to the point of wanting to own your own business, you already know so much about the craft that you want to open up with your business that it literally would be so easy to just do your own thing. Because you already are passionate about the thing that you're doing to be able to make it a business. So if that thought has ever entered into your mind that like I want to be an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
If you want to be an entrepreneur in the field that you love the most, that you want to take your passion to the next level, and you don't want to work for anybody else, that was one thing that I really strove to, that really pushed me forward for us becoming entrepreneurs, Luke and I, because I was tired of people telling me when I couldn't go to the bathroom. Like, that was just, it sounds so petty and so small, but when I worked jobs, I was just so tired of having to go to the bathroom, having to pee, and asking for permission, and them telling me to wait.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I'm like, I hate this.
I can't control my bladder.
Yeah, I want to control my own life. I want to be able to make my own calls. I want to be able to, and also too, like with photography, like Luke and I could have gone to work for companies to go do weddings, and they could have sent us to go do weddings, but we didn't want to work for anybody else. Like, we wanted to do our own thing, and we wanted to pick the weddings that we were going to do. We didn't want to be told what to do. Yeah. It's like you with having the freedom to talk about the things that you want to talk about when they're sitting in your salon chair. Like, that just gives you so many more freedoms to have deeper relationships, and that's what Luke and I get with our clients too. Like, we get to have deeper relationships, and
just like you FaceTime your clients and like get their visions, and I love that with a big corporation, if you were to go through a third party, they'd be like, by the way, this is your bride and groom. Yeah. You wouldn't know them nearly as well as with your own business. I feel like you and Luke are so good at being personable, and you're so good at like committing time to them and getting to know them as a bride, because the better you know them, the better the work is going to come. Yeah.
It's like that camaraderie, that relationship you build, that trust you build. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So that's great advice, to just jump in and do it. If it's a thought, just do it. Yeah. Like, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, and your passion drives you. And do not, like, I used to be so embarrassed. Like, I thought I had to, like remember I told you I didn't really know a lot of it? I'm not embarrassed to be like, I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? Yeah. You know how some people are like, with pride, sometimes it can get in the way because you're like, oh, no, I know what that means. It means this. And then if you're wrong, you're like, no, I meant that. Yeah. I never wanted to have that going into opening Oak Heights Salon, because I know that I'm only 24 years old and I'm opening a little place in my basement. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to learn along the way. And just having moments of like, I have no idea how this works. What does that mean? What is this? Like,
you're very teachable.
Yeah. With the contractors, they'd be like, do you want inset lighting? I'm like, what is that? And they're like, well, we could do a drop ceiling. I'm like, what's that? And these people are probably like, who is this woman and why is she opening up this place?
You're like, I don't know construction. I know hair.
Exactly. So I remember being just like, just explain it to me, and then I loved learning, and then once they told me, I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know what? Let's do a drop ceiling.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you learn along the way. Your passion will drive you.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't be embarrassed to admit you don't know something.
Yeah, that's great advice, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you for opening up your own salon. I'm very proud of you for jumping in and taking the leap of faith. And how many clients do you have now?
How many? Oh my goodness, it's a hard question.
Like.
I'm like 80% booked now.
Which means what?
Which means like out of 100% of the time that I'm open, I'm usually Mondays through Fridays. I don't work weekends. I would say before, when I first opened up, I was like 10% booked. Like 90% of the time I wasn't doing hair. So 80% booked means that 80% of the time I'm doing hair now, and 20% I'm not.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
It's taken me a year and a half, but the Lord provides, and I think that He didn't give me this passion for no reason. And I've actually had a lot of clients through my church, which has been really nice, and word of mouth, same as you and Luke.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And word of mouth people attract like people. Right. So it's nice that you can trust, like, oh, I loved that bride and groom.
Mm-hmm.
And they, you know.
Yep.
So it's just great.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, this was a podcast with my guest, my best friend, Lizzie. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you have
a wonderful... Well, I was going to say in sync with you.
Oh, I missed that part. Oh, also, too, before we say that, did you want to offer listeners a discount like you did in the previous?
Did I do in the previous?
The previous
podcast.
Okay.
If you mention this podcast, you get 10% off with any hair service.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah. So just be like, I listened to the entire... Oh, we can do a code word. Like, you know how they, like, put it in the end? Like, say the word and you get a discount?
The secret word. What is the secret word?
The secret word is Euphora.
Ooh, Euphora. That's a good one. So mention Euphora at the door and you get 10% off.
It's my color line, by the way.
That's what she uses to color people's
Mention Euphora when you come to the appointment and we'll give you...
And remind her that Euphora is the
I'm going to be like,
word.
Why are you just telling me Euphora? I'm going to forget.
That's funny. So anyways, come visit me in Lizzie's driveway and get your hair done.
And get a photo shoot with Broadside Visuals. They're amazing.
Oh, thank you. So
you can have a code word.
You don't have to have a code word. Anyways, we hope that you have
a wonderful day.